Fitzsimons, and I'm a technical consultant giving a presentation on behalf of an accountancy firm. So if any of you want to leave, this is probably the best time to leave. It's a joint presentation between Helix Innovation Partnerships, who are a team of about 10 technical consultants, and PKF FPM accountancy company. PKF FPM are based in Uri, and they have offices in Balbriggan and in Dundalk. Helix has an office in Dublin and also an office in Uri in County Down. The reason why it's a joint presentation hopefully will become apparent as I go through the presentation. I'm going to talk today about the R&D tax credit scheme as is offered by the Revenue Commissioners in the Republic of Ireland, although it's a very similar scheme to what operates in the United Kingdom or Northern Ireland as well. I'm also going to draw a number of comparisons between a lot of what Brendan Lawler said earlier in terms of the grant schemes, and outline some of the differences between the R&D tax credits and the various granting schemes that are out there, because it's very much it's not very much a one or the other. It's very much a combination of both. If you're looking at ways of reducing the costs of the research and development that you're undertaking. One of the things that Brendan referred to earlier was that companies who undertake innovation have a 10 times greater likelihood of exporting than those that do not undertake innovation. It is for this reason, and because the government is committed to exporting by generating jobs, exporting to generate jobs here, that it is of interest to the government to incentivize companies to undertake R&D. One of the things you need to remember, however, is that, and this is the biggest single difference between the R&D tax credit schemes and the granting schemes that were spoken about earlier. This is very much around developing blue sky projects, extending the state of the art in the particular sector that you're in one way or another, and I'll go into that in a bit more detail later on. It's very much around a planned R&D project. There is quite an administrative burden around it, although unlike some of the granting schemes, that takes place towards the end of the tax year and is done mostly by your accountant. And there are tax benefits. The tax benefits effectively are 25% extra tax relief for all costs that you can show that are due spent on R&D or research and development. However, I think it was Brendan spoke about 1,600 companies in the Republic of Ireland in 2014 availing of the R&D tax credits and claiming back some 550 million of tax. That's in terms of the number of companies in the country, that is very, very small. Another fact is that only 46% of companies that undertake R&D don't claim back this R&D tax credit in the Republic of Ireland. And that's primarily due to the fact that anything that involves the revenue in any way auditing, anything to do with your company, tends to be treated with major caution. However, that doesn't negate the fact that if you're doing bona fide R&D, this is a valuable way of reducing the cost of that R&D. But it's a little bit more complex than undertaking an R&D grant or an R&D fund or some of the other funding body grants that Brendan spoke about earlier. The main difference between this and some of the granting bodies is that there is a two-tier test. There's a science test and there's a financial test around the project. The fundamental basis of any grant is for us to develop a product that we can make money from, and that underpins all the R&D grants. The fundamental basis of this is that the R&D tax credits is that we are extending the knowledge in a particular field. So it's not just based around what the company is doing. It's based around what the company is doing within the sector in which it operates. So it needs to be based in a field of science, technology, engineering, or mathematics of some kind. We must be able to demonstrate that there is some technical or technological advancement or scientific advancement. That must be based around the systematic conducting of a project or experimental activities. It has to involve clear research, and it has to be about resolving uncertainties. We see a problem, we do this piece of work to solve this problem. This is the piece of work we did, and this is how it solved the problem. There has to be a resolution of very clear uncertainties. So it's very much project-based. It's not about large program-based, which you would do in a grant. You would have a situation where you'd have one big program with a number of small projects or tests in it. This is very much focused on individual projects. We need to be able to demonstrate that we have also a skill set available to the company internally or externally to resolve the technical uncertainties that we're talking about. In addition to that, we need each individual project we're going to have to be able to focus on an R&D period, when we noticed the problem, when we did the work, when the technical uncertainty was resolved. There needs to be a plan, what progress did we make, what personnel were involved, where was the work carried out, this is the qualifying expenditure, and finally, all of that has to be backed up with clear records. If you're doing claims with an R&D fund, with Enterprise Ireland, or with any funding body, to varying degrees, you need to be able to quantify the amount of time personnel spent on the project. You need to be very clearly able to quantify it in the R&D tax credit scheme. So there's a much greater onus on you, the company, to prove that you're eligible for this, rather than just to show that you've done the work. Okay, so it's not just, it's a combination of technical and accounting. Some speakers later on are going to talk about specific sectors. The specific sector I work in is food and agribusiness. So I'm just going to go through an example of R&D in food company. Some of the other speakers will go through some of the other different sectors. I think there's one later on in engineering. But the big thing in food is we're either talking about developing a new product or increasing shelf life or the elimination of some form of pathogen or allergen or something like that. This stuff tends to be allowable as R&D in terms of the tax credits. Things like developing a new recipe to produce effectively the same thing, producing another gluten-free cake is not eligible under the R&D tax credit scheme. It is eligible under a granting scheme. Because the key difference here is, as I said earlier, extending the state of knowledge in the art of the sector that you're operating in. So all of these things, new packaging, cooking techniques, modifying product whilst retaining the same texture, colour, taste, elimination of allergens, provided we can demonstrate that we're extending the art, we can show a very practical example. If we have a food production facility, and because of the type of product we're making, we have to put in a completely different type of flooring, for example. That is allowable. If it's been done before, and if we can't demonstrate that this type of work has not been done before, in other words, modifying this type of flooring to cater for this type of wear, and this type of cleaning fluid, and this type of hygiene, if we can show that it hasn't been done anywhere before, then we can allow this against our R&D tax credits. what costs are allowable. This is pretty much the same with some small differences relative to the R&D granting schemes. Labour costs, gross salaries, pension contributions, bonuses, they are allowable, they're not allowable in the R&D grants usually. Health insurance, in other words, gross labour costs to the company. Consultants, independent consultants like Brendan, Laura and myself, or colleges, allowable. Related overheads, materials, consumables, lighting and heating, power, any subcontractor costs with universities and unconnected third parties. In terms of capital items, again a difference here compared to the R&D grants. With capital items, these are allowable in the R&D tax credits, provided we can demonstrate that the capital, whether it's plant, machinery or building, is being devoted at least 35% to research and development in the facility. The R&D period begins, if you remember we talked about individual projects, it begins when we determine that an uncertainty or technical issue begins. It ends when we can demonstrate that we have resolved that technical issue. And the time limit is we have to be able to claim the R&D tax credits for any year within 12 months of that year ending. Some of this I've already covered. What we're effectively talking about here is an extra 25% tax relief on all expenditure on R&D, independent of a net, should I say, of any grants that you've already claimed. So you can claim this in addition to grants. Capital items used in R&D, I've gone through that already. We need to make our claim within 12 months. We can claim it against current corporate tax liability, last year's corporate tax liability, or we can even carry this forward indefinitely. So this is particularly useful for the startup situation where you can demonstrate that you're in very much in product development mode, because you can carry forward indefinitely the benefit that you can get from this type of support. This is to some extent, one could say this is the commercial bit, but to some extent it's not the commercial bit, because it's geared around pointing out some of the pitfalls. Because of the need to audit this fairly severely by revenue, and because it's based around, first of all, a technical evaluation and then a vouched claim, you need to be very clear before you go down this route whether you're going to get a benefit from it. Okay? And that's why I'm suggesting, if you're looking at this, make contact with your accountant, see if they are able to provide you with an overview of the type of R&D you think you are doing, and see whether they are capable of telling you whether or not that is available, that can be claimed against the R&D tax credits. This is absolutely essential. Okay? In other words, you need to look at before you involve revenue at all, because there's a lot of time involved in calculating this kind of stuff. But more importantly, it will be subject to fairly strict audit by revenue. You need to look at what projects you think will qualify, work with your accountant and with their technical advisors in terms of what they think is applicable. Look at all the years, consider both the commercial and the taxation aspects of it, and make sure you work with a team of people that have a broad range of technical consultants. I'm very comfortable doing an R&D tax assessment from a technical point of view, with food, with agribusiness, possibly with some energies, but by no means am I in any way qualified to look at ICT, to look at engineering of any type, or to look at medical of any type. So you need to make sure that whoever you're working with from a technical point of view, externally, can give you an unbiased view as to whether or not this can pass the assessment. You need to be very clued in to be accurately able to put together a costs associated with a potential claim, and then just go ahead and put the claim in. I think that's all I have to say. If any of you have any questions, I'm going to be around, hopefully having a cup of coffee shortly. And I think my colleague Malachi McKernan is around somewhere distributing. Oh, here he is here. He's an accountant, but he's able to talk English, so that shouldn't be a huge problem for you. Thank you very much for listening to me.